Welcome to the Lovestead.
Hello, welcome back to Lady Lovestead Reads. My name is Jessica, and today I'm sharing with you my September 2021 TBR. Let me take off my glasses so that there's no glare, so I do know that tends to happen sometimes. There we are. I'm reading quite a bit in September 2021, so let's just dive right into the books because there is a fairly big list of them. I'm going to start first by sharing with you the books I'm reading this month for the BookTube prize because it'll be the easiest one to do. I can't talk about these books at all other than telling you that I'm reading them and I'm reading them for the BookTube prize. We are required to keep a lid on our thoughts on these books until the results have been announced. So I'll just share with you what I am reading for that. My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. The Prettiest Star by Carter Sickles. The Vanishing Half by Britt, Benett. And The Death of Vivek OG. Next, I'm going to share with you what I have checked out on Kindle Unlimited. And I'm just going to share with you the titles and the authors because these books aren't officially on my TBR. There's bonus material should I get through all of my other TBR items. So on Kindle Unlimited, I have checked out Forever Frida by Carlo Murillo, Silent Harmony by Michele Scott, The Miracle Morning by Elrod, Real by Kennedy Ryan, From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata, Half Truths by Contreras, Murder in an Irish Village by Carlene O'Connor, Being Built Wrong by Alexa Simmons, The Curly Girl Handbook by Lorraine Massey, and Pucked by Helena Hunting. Alright, moving on, I want to share with you buddy reads that I'm reading this month. The first one is Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi. I'm buddy reading this with Francois at Mr. Fancy Reads on his Discord server. He does buddy reads every month, and that is one of the picks for the buddy read. This is the classic children's tale Pinocchio. All I know about it for sure is what I've seen in the Disney film, which is that Pinocchio's nose grows longer when he lies, and that he is a doll turned to life. I will also be buddy reading Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston, and I'm buddy reading that with my friend Helen at Helen's Book Haven. And this is about Amari. Her brother goes missing. She finds some clues in some of his belongings, ends up at a magical school. She goes there looking for her brother, and things happen from there. I've heard nothing but good things about this book, so I'm really excited to finally read it. You've probably seen it on my TBR several times. Next, I will also be buddy reading One of Us is Next by Karen M. McManus. This is the sequel to the book One of Us is Lying. And in this book, there's a copycat gossip that pops up after the first book. And it looks like there's a new set of characters that are in its target. So I'm buddy reading this with Francois again at Mr. Fancy Reads. I'm really excited for this because I absolutely loved the first one. And then the last buddy read that I'm doing this month is 56 Days by Catherine Ryan Howard. This is a domestic thriller that I've been really interested in reading. I've had it on my shelf for a month now, so I'm excited to dive in and actually read it. This is about, what are their names? So, Sierra and Oliver, they meet at their grocery store in Dublin just before COVID-19 hits and before everyone in Ireland goes on lockdown. They start dating the week before that happens, and when lockdown happens, they decide, what the heck, let's just stay together during lockdown. And then when lockdown ends, the police arrive at the apartment and discover a body. I forgot to mention that I am buddy reading 56 Days with my friend Angel from Angel Marrero, and I will leave a link to his and everybody else's BookTube channels in the description box down below. The middle grade monthly book club pick for the month of September is The Streaming Staircase by Jonathan Shroud. This is the first book in his Lockwood & Co. series. This is about an agency that does supernatural investigation. The agency is called Lockwood & Co. They've been assigned to investigate Combe Carey Hall, which is supposedly one of the most haunted houses in England. I'm excited to read this one. It's perfect for fall spooky vibes. I think, if I am remembering correctly, that Emma at the Overstuffed Shelf is also a big fan of this series. So, another good recommendation there. Middle Grade Monthly's August pick for their book club was The Shark Collar by Zila Bethel. Thankfully, their live show isn't until September 12th. So I can sneak this one in. I have already started reading it. This is about Blue Wing, and it's set in Papua New Guinea. Blue Wing is a young girl, and she has lost her parents. They have died. I don't know how they've died yet. I haven't gotten that far. But she was then taken in by a man who is the village's shark caller. And there's a professor who moves to the island with his daughter. They are both from America. And it has become Blue Wing's job to try to befriend the professor's daughter, whose name is Maple. Maple is not adjusting well to life in Papua New Guinea, and it's been really fun watching their interactions and their friendship develop. So I'm about 100 pages in so far, and I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I will finish this up in September before their live show. For the Killing Time with Cozy's book club, I'm reading 3 books. The first one that I'm reading, I've already started. It's called Hummus and Homicide by Tina Cashion. The club is reading her series 1 book a month through the end of the year. And in August, it was Hummus and Homicide. And I missed it. Of course I missed it. So I am behind as usual. But I am going to get caught up on it this month. So the first book is called Hummus and Homicide. It's set at a Greek restaurant in New Jersey. The main character is Lucy, and she comes home after losing her job. And so far in Hummus and Homicide, there has been a murder. I guess I don't want to spoil anything. I'll just say there's been a murder because there's always a murder in Cozy Mystery series. The second book in this series that I will also read here in September is called Stabbed in the Baklava. And it's such a creative title. I don't know anything about it other than it's set in the same setting and scenario with the same characters. So Lucy is the character, and it's still set at the Greek restaurant on the Jersey Shore. For the Killing Time with Cozy's book club, I will also be reading Through the Grinder by Cleo Coyle. This is the large print edition. It's the only copy I could find at my library. But it is book 2 in Cleo Coyle's Coffee Shop Mysteries. I read the first book, which was On What Grounds. I believe I read that early spring, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to picking up the second book in this series in September. So in this book, the sleuth, her name is Claire Cosi, and she owns and runs the coffee shop in New York City called The Village Blend. And in the first book, she became friends with the detective named Detective Quinn. It sounds like in this book, some of her customers are dying, and the deaths are being ruled suicides, but that Claire suspects they're actually homicides. So we'll see what turns out. The next 2 books are books on my Serious About series list. The first one is Night Broken by Patricia Briggs. This is book 8, I believe. I'll double check that and put it up here, what number it is in the series. But it is a book in the Mercy Thompson series that I am trying so hard to get through this year. Apparently, in this installment of the story, Adam, the werewolf that Mercy has married in a couple books prior, his ex-wife has come to town because she's dealing with a stalker. And lo and behold, she's also going to try and get Adam back after Adam just married Mercy. So This sounds like it's going to be very messy, and I am looking forward to it. And then the last book on my TBR is Ice Cold by Tess Gerritsen. I was supposed to read this last month and I didn't get to it. But in this book, it does focus on Mora. By the way, it is the seventh or eighth book in the Rizzoli and Isles series that I'm also trying to finish up this year as part of my series about series list. And in this one, again, like I said, it centers Mora. Mora goes on a trip to like a ski lodge or something like that, and they get into an accident and they're snowed in. Somebody dies. It has a very sort of Agatha Christie feel to it, where like everybody's in one place and someone in there is a killer. Kind of like the movie Clue, only set in a frigid landscape where they're just fighting to survive. So it's got that added element of survival of the fittest in it, which is very exciting. This is a reread for me. The first time that I read it all in one sitting. I loved it so much, and I haven't read it again since, but I'm really curious to see what in the world is that. I don't know. I'm really curious to see what I think of it a second time around. So yeah, so that pretty much covers what I'm planning to read in September. Let me know down below if you have read any of these. And if you just want to let me know that you're here, leave me a fall leaf emoji in the comments down below. And until next time, make sure that you continue to read good books, drink good coffee, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye!